Hi guys, I'm Dan from Naylor Games, and today we're going to be looking at a really cool card game called 21X, which is from Naylor Games. It's coming to Kickstarter soon, tomorrow I think, if this video is up at the right time. And it's a really interesting game of 21 but involving algebra. There's some famous mathematicians who've now made cards for this as well, to spice it up a bit. They aren't in this prototype that I've received quite a few months ago. I've used it a lot in the maths classroom and it's a great game. So if you want, please check out the link. The link for the video will be in the description down below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and like and ask any comments. All the interaction really helps the channel. Thanks for your support. Let's show you how this one works and what's inside. So like I say in the video, it's a bit like 21, which is blackjack, but you're using algebra and bid maths and mathematical forms to work out who can get to 21 the first, using their maths the quickest. Now the cards all have different numbers on. N to the power of something, which is number of players. X is a number that you make yourself, but the number you use has to be an integer, and it has to be the same for both cards. So if I had these two cards and I was playing a two-player game, N would be N to the power 3 is N times N times N, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Take away 2 lots of X if I come up with an X, and then it's the same as minus X divided by 2 on the other one. So this X number has to be the same across both. So to get as close to 20 as I want, this is 8 take away something, and this needs to be maybe 10 divided by, on a minus, if I make it minus 10, then that would be divided by 2 to give me 5. And if that's minus 10, it'd be 8 plus 20 is 28. That wouldn't really work, so that'd be too much. So you'd have to figure out a number in between. It's a bit lower, so maybe minus 8 would work. Minus 8 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. Plus 16 onto 8 would be still 24, 28. It's still too much. But maybe I'll go with 7 or 6. So if I do minus 6 as my X value, then minus 6 times minus 6 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Minus 6 taken away twice is minus 12. So you have plus 12 and 3. So you've got 15 and onto your 8. It's still 23. It's still too big. So you keep going down like that until you get a number close to 20 or 21. You can choose to stick and hope that no one else can beat your number. So say I went to minus 4 and I realised that this number is going to be 2, and adding on 8, and then 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 2 is 18. I could stick on 18 if I wanted to and hope none of the other players can get to 21. And it basically works in the same way as regular 21 blackjack. Higher runs normally would, in my mind, give you better score. So if you get a 5 card trick, then you would win over someone who got 21 and 2 cards. And there's a few extra rules. Obviously you can play it slightly differently depending on how you play blackjack. And there's different levels to the cards, so you can get rid of some cards you don't think are very good, or you can take out the level 2 and level 3 ones that are really hard, and they will make the game slightly easier. As you can see, there's a lot of different stuff. There's some just plain 4s, 2N, 5N. Obviously these two I've showed you are very complex, so you're looking at maybe GCSE students doing these, not your primary school or year 7, year 8 students. But it's a great way to introduce algebra. You take out the cards that you think are too difficult, build them in a bit of basic algebra and a bit of basic maths, and then build it up slowly over time. It's a really fun game to play. I've played it a lot in my school. I've used it in lessons to introduce algebra to students without putting that stress on them of doing the numbers in their books and in their boards and stuff. Give them a whiteboard to work with if they need to. They can write off to the side, then they can practice the algebra. It's a really, really nice application and fun way for introducing algebra and substitution, as it is in algebra, into your education and your maths classes. And obviously you've got bid maths on here and different positive, negatives, different multiplications, how this fraction means it's a division you'd have to work out. You'd need to know a lot of stuff about indices and brackets, and you can bring in a lot of stuff into this, and you can take it out obviously if it's too complex as well. It can be played with, well, it's kind of 2-player game to start with, but you can play it with like 3 or 4. I've played it with quite a few. I've had 3. 3 is a really good number. You can do it with 4 or 5. I don't see why you couldn't do it with more, apart from the fact that the deck's not super big, but it is still almost a regular sized deck. I think it might be the same as a regular sized deck. But just make sure you cultivate your deck before you play with someone who's got low confidence, because you don't want to give them something like this, nth to the power 3 minus 2x, if they don't know how to do algebra. That'll throw them. Or this, or even this one, 2 to the n minus 1. That's really going to throw someone off who has low confidence. So make sure you look through your deck first before you play it with someone of low ability. Overall, I think it's a fantastic game. It's really fun. It's a great education tool, and I would highly recommend it to any maths teachers. Really, really, really good game. And it's fun, which is the most important thing. So I'm scoring this a 9 out of 10. I think it's excellent. Thanks for watching the review. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more coming out soon, and some exciting games from AG and Level 99 and other things, and some really cool stuff from Funko Games as well. Thanks for watching the video. See you on the next one.